Let's take another question. A starts business with cash rupees 5,000 on 1st April 2012, and during the year A purchased goods for rupees 1,000, and number 3, A sold goods costing rupees 800 for rupees 2,000. It means the firm has made a profit of rupees 1,200 in this transaction. And the closing stock as on 31st March 2013, rupees 200. In this question, I have added one more thing, that's closing stock. And you know the meaning of closing stock very well. I have already explained you in my accounting equation. You know, at the end of the year, the physical stock taking is done. Means every stock is counted. Each and every item is counted in the godown or shop, whatever it is. And the value of that stock is called closing stock. So first of all, I'm going to take up again the explanation of A starts business with cash. A starts business with cash rupees 5,000 means A brings rupees 5,000 from his home, from his personal resources, not to be returned to anyone, and gives the cash to the firm. It means the firm has received rupees 5,000 from A, and the accounting is done always from the point of view of firm. In this situation, A has paid the money. Don't worry about A. Don't think about A. Think from the point of view of firm. Means firm has received rupees 5,000 from A. So on debit side, debit all expenses and losses? No. The firm has received cash from the owner. It's not expense, it's not loss. Debit what comes in? Yes, the cash has come in. So you write down cash. Now we are looking for credit. Come on the right hand side. I mean to say credit side. Credit or incomes and gains? No, there is no income, no gain. The firm has received rupees 5,000 from the owner, and this is the liability of the firm. This is called internal liability because this is the money payable to the owner, not outsider. And credit, what goes out? Anything has gone out? No, nothing has gone out. Now the third option is credit the giver. The cash has come in the firm and the giver of the cash is A. So write down A. So on debit side, cash, on credit side, A. Be careful. In our journal entries, we never ever write down the name of the owner. We write down capital. So delete the word A and write down capital. Means the account of the owner or proprietor. One thing more. Now use the suffix as account. Cash account, and on credit side, capital account. And you have to use prefix of 2 for the credit. So it will be cash account, and on right hand side, credit side, 2 capital account. Now come to the format of journal entries and write down cash account debit to capital account. Rupees 5,000 in the debit column and 5,000 in the credit column. And the narration will be being A introduces or introduced cash as capital. Now for A purchased goods for rupees 1,000, the journal entry will be purchases account debit to cash account, rupees 1,000. And the next transaction is A sold goods costing rupees 800 for rupees 2,000. You know, in journal entries, the cost of the goods is never mentioned. Only the selling price is mentioned, and the selling price of the goods in this transaction is rupees 2,000. So cash account debit to sales account rupees 2,000. Now the closing stock as on 31st March 2013, rupees 200. The value of the closing stock is never mentioned in the journal entries. Simply write down this information at the footnotes of the journal entries. So at the bottom of the journal entries, please write down closing stock as on 31st March 2013, rupees 200. In this way, we have completed this question. In all these questions, I am assuming that the accounting cycle starts on 1st April 2012 and the accounting cycle ends on 31st March 2013. You know, accounting year is always for 12 months. I mean to say 1 year. This is called accounting year concept or accounting period concept. So before I start this question, I would like to explain you something new. You know, every organization, I mean to say every firm, every venture, whatever you call, they need some resources to run the business. Whatever you do, whether you run a bookshop or you run a factory, you need some resources, and the resources are building, computer, machinery, furniture, etc., etc., and the manpower. Because without manpower, I mean to say without human beings, you can't run the business. So when you engage the manpower in your organization, you have to pay money for their services. Now the question is, this manpower is being used for some physical activity or mental activity. I mean to say whether for unskilled activities or skilled activities. If you have engaged manpower for physical activities or you can say unskilled activities, you will be paying wages. If the manpower has been engaged for skilled activities, you will have to pay salary. Whether you are paying wages or salaries, these are the expenses of the firm or expenses of the organization. If you have engaged some labor that doesn't need any special skill, it means you will be paying wages to them. If you engage some marketing manager or finance manager or factory manager or IT persons, you will be paying salary to them. One thing more, I would like to give you the reminder how to write down the figures or digits in your accountancy. And you should be very, very particular about it. Suppose you want to write down 5, simply write down 5. If you want to write down 50, then it will be 50. If you want to write down 500, then it will be 500. If you want to write down 5,000, then you will write down 5,000. If you want to write down 50,000, how will you write down? 50,000. If you want to write down 5 lakhs, 5,00,000. Be careful. The spelling of the lakh can be written down as LAC, lakh, or if you want to write down plural, LACS, or some people write down LAKHS. But be informed, this lakhs word is never ever used in Western countries. This word is used only in India, Pakistan, or Nepal or Bangladesh. Otherwise, if you write down any word, lakhs, 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs, or you speak of 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs, the Western person won't be able to understand you. They use millions. So suppose if you want to write down 50 lakhs, how will you write down? 50,00,000, 000. But 50 lakhs is called 5 million in Western countries. How they write down? 5, 000, 000. So this is the difference between millions and lakhs.